All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here today for this very, very special show that's going to be very, very interesting to many people that have been following me for quite some time, and many people that have known about myself and my story. Whether you like me or not, or you're neutral, you're going to want to listen to this, watch this, listen to this all the way through, whether you're here live or on the replay, because I have a lot of very interesting things to share with you folks here today that are going to open up your eyes and wake you up. But before we get to all that, first of all, let me make sure that everything is rolling smoothly. Let me make sure that the back end of YouTube is rolling well. Looks like the back end of YouTube is rolling well. We've got 2 in the box already. Wow. And I didn't even promote this. Wow. You guys are on top of it. The back end of YouTube is rolling well, and I just saw the notification go out. The notification has gone out. Ooh, gosh, I am really super excited. Ooh, I'm wired. I haven't slept much. I got some sleep, but I am wired because, yeah, there's a lot to talk about. The notification has gone out. Let me do a sound check. Myself and my story, whether you like me or not, or you're neutral, you're going to want to listen to this, watch this, listen. All right. Everything is rolling smoothly. Let's get right to it because I want to get through all of this as quickly as possible. I'm hoping this goes no longer than an hour and a half, 2 hours max. I'm hoping it's closer to an hour and a half because I really want to get some rest because there's a big day coming up here on Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams. Before we get to today's topic, I'm going to be doing a Walking with Purpose stream later on in the afternoon. And then later tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, Don and I are going to be doing the members-only live stream that we were going to do last night, but we had to cancel it. We just really weren't up to doing it. We're just tired, We were just exhausted. We've both been working on a lot of things on and off of YouTube, and we simply just needed a day off. We just simply needed a break. So we're going to do that tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And the topic is going to be Dawn shares her thoughts on modern issues. One more time, Dawn shares her thoughts on modern issues. This show is going to be more about hearing Dawn's perspective of a woman living in today's modern world based on her experiences, how things were when she was younger compared to how they are today. She's got a lot of experience. She's been married, been through a divorce, has 2 kids. She's made her mistakes and she's worked through them. And, she's had health issues and all of that, like many of us have. And this show's going to be more about her. Yes, I will be asking her questions. And yes, we will be also answering other questions in the chat from other members. But it's going to be a great show. You will need to have at least a $4.99 channel membership to watch this show live and to chat in the chat. That includes moderators. So get your $4.99 channel memberships now and join us tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on Coach Eli 2. Authentic Live Streams, the most positive place on the internet. We keep it positive, but we also keep it real at the same time, like we're going to do here today. We're going to keep it very, very, very real. This is going to make a lot of sense. There's probably going to be a lot of backlash on this, but that's what happens when you make a lot of sense. You get backlash, right? Yeah. So that is that. 21 in the box, thank you so much for being here. Please smash the thumbs up and please share this out. The topic of this show is MJ calls out the Legion for virtue signaling, and everyone is innocent at the Legion ... except ... One more time. MJ calls out the Legion for virtue signaling, and everyone at the Legion is innocent except, well, I did that wrong. Everyone is innocent at the Legion except. So who's the exception of the innocent parties? So I'm going to first start off by discussing a video that MJ put out last night on his channel. MJ is somebody that I've known for many years. If you've been a part of this channel for a while, you know who he is. He has been friends with Jamie, who runs the Legion, for quite some time, and they've gone back and forth, and he doesn't always agree with things that Jamie does. Sometimes he disagrees, like he did today, and I actually firmly believe that MJ, you're being honest. I firmly believe you're being honest. And I'm going to start off by, I screenshot these in case that video gets taken down or people delete messages. I'm going to read what was stated in the, did I say chat messages? Comments. There were comments below the video that were made by MJ and a few other people, including Jamie. I'm going to read those comments, and it's going to make a lot of sense. And I'm going to share my thoughts on that video. Obviously, I'm not going to play that video because I don't play any videos from this group because they just like to strike people down, to mess with them, strike them down for copyright, even though it'd be fair use, and I don't want to deal with that. But before I get to that, I want to give you folks a little sneak preview on what I'm going to be talking about during the second part of the show after I take a break. The part where I'm saying everyone is innocent at the Legion except. So let me just give you a heads up so you can stick around and hear what I have to say, okay? 7 thumbs up, 27 in the box. Thank you so much for being here, okay? There are many reasons why I wanted to do this show. I did get some rest last night. I slept for about 3-4 hours, but I got up and Don got up for a little bit, and Don and I were talking. And I had to run some things by Don just to make sure that, hey, I'm not just losing my marbles here, right? And even Don agreed with me on some things that I didn't think she would agree with me on. I asked Dawn because she has women's intuition. Now, my intuition as a man is pretty good. I've always said I feel like I have the male version of women's intuition. For a man, I'm very intuitive. And many people that have known me on this platform for a while know my intuition is very good, right? It has great accuracy, like 95% plus accuracy, right? I can read things very well and read between the lines, right? Now, when I say everyone is innocent at the Legion except, there are two people I feel that are not innocent. And you're going to be surprised who I think those two people are. Because many of you think I'm going to be saying something about a certain female, and I'm not. I will be mentioning her, but it's not going to be in the ways you think. 33 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. 8 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up and please share this out. The two people that are not innocent at the Legion, number one, obviously, is Jamie. And number two, drum roll, is Jamie's sponsor, Brian, who is still sponsoring him to this day. No doubt about it. Now, I don't have hardcore proof. These are my opinions, and this is my theory. Call it a conspiracy theory all you want. That's what it's going to be, right? And that's exactly when Jamie sees this and probably reviews this or whatever, right? He's going to call it a conspiracy theory or a cuckspiracy theory, right? He's going to call it a cuckspiracy theory, right? To try to deflect from the truth of, I feel this is the truth, but I don't have proof, but these are my theories based on the circumstances and the way things have played out, right? And you can decide out there what makes sense to you and what doesn't, right? Okay. So the two innocent people, the two people that are not innocent, at at the Legion, Jamie and his sponsor, Brian. And Brian is out here spending lots of money, donating lots of money behind the scenes and on the front lines with a different account. And I firmly believe that this particular account that I'll mention in a bit, somebody already know who I'm talking about, is Brian. There's a reason why Brian is hiding out on an account that doesn't uniquely identify him, and I'll share more about that in a bit when I get to that part of the story. But many of you out here are thinking that I'm going to mention, and I say this respectfully, I'm going to mention that Sarah is not innocent, which is what I'm trying to say. Sarah is innocent. Everyone else is innocent. Sarah and everyone else is a victim of this. Now, you might be thinking I'm crazy for saying that, right? You might be thinking I'm crazy for saying that because of some of the things you've seen and heard, right? There's a reason for that, and I'm going to put it all together. I'm going to piece it all together, and it's going to make sense once you hear it, okay? And I wanted to do this because I'm going to mention this in all honesty. ODN, you put out a video. Respectfully, I didn't have time to respond to much today, okay? And you were wondering, why I'm standing up for Sarah. You were wondering, right? There's a reason why. There's a reason why. Because I think she's a victim and she's innocent, and I'm going to explain why. And that's why you're all confused, right? I ran this by Dawn, and even Dawn agrees with me that Sarah is a victim and is innocent. Now, I wouldn't be making that up because Dawn will be going live with me. Well, it's going to be members only. We're not going to talk about this, but she'll be going live with me publicly at some point, right? And she would have no problem saying that publicly, right? Because here's the thing. Despite what's been said and done, and there's a reason why things have been said and done in the ways they were, Dawn has never, ever, ever gone after Sarah or said anything bad about her because Dawn knows exactly what's going on. So you're going to want to stick around for this. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to make some apologies during the second part of the show. You're probably going to be blown away by the apologies I make, and they're going to make sense. But I had to put all the pieces together. I had to put all the pieces together. I had to talk with Dawn. And let me tell you, MJ, your video nailed it. It hit home. Your video nailed it. Now, love me or hate me or be indifferent, like you're a neutral guy regarding whatever makes sense, right? Your video nailed it, MJ. You know exactly what's going on. And you called it out. Right? Now, when Jamie does his review, he's gonna say, oh, MJ was just playing. No, he's not playing. He's not playing. No. You can spin this any way you want. That's what you get paid to do, is to spin the narrative in the ways that your sponsor wants you to. Right? And I'm going to share my thoughts why I feel Jamie is still sponsored by Brian, and why Brian is here on another account that I feel is a particular account. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it with more emphasis today. Okay. And I'm going to put out my theory that's going to, pretty much make a lot of, well, it's going to definitely make sense. Again, this is a theory. I don't have any proof, but based on the circumstances and what I know, okay, and using deductive reasoning, you'll see what I'm talking about when I get to that part of the show. But first, let's get to the MJ video, okay? MJ did a video, and he basically wasn't too thrilled at what the Legion, including Jamie, did to RJ. He wasn't thrilled about that. He basically said that You guys are just virtue signaling, and you don't give a shit about RJ. And you nailed it. They don't. Jamie doesn't care about RJ. At least regarding the content Jamie makes, he doesn't care about RJ. Maybe outside of YouTube, he cares about everyone. But what Jamie portrays on YouTube, he doesn't care about RJ or anyone. And quite frankly, Jamie's audience doesn't care about RJ. They just go wherever, Jamie goes. They follow Jamie like a sick puppy dog. But even your audience, even the audience of the Legion is innocent. Because you all don't really realize what's going on. You don't, even though I've talked about it many times, you don't realize what's going on here. There are a lot of innocent people here that are fighting and are going against each other because of what two men are doing out here. One man that has lots of money that's paying Jamie and possibly some other people. Maybe he's still paying JV Gunner. I'm not sure about that, but I'm pretty sure. Not 100% sure. This is my theory, but I'm pretty sure. I'm watching my words. I'm pretty sure Jamie's still getting paid by Brian. Okay. Already 14 thumbs up and 42 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. I bet there are some people from Jamie's side that are thumbing me up. I got 14 likes and no one chatting. People are afraid to talk because they don't want to be another victim of the Legion. But you're not going to be a victim. It's all fake instigated drama, store-bought and paid for. Okay? So yeah, MJ was calling out the fact that Jamie and the Legion are virtue signaling, okay? And I'm going to read to you folks. The definition of virtue signaling, okay? So virtue signaling is the public expression the public expression of opinions or sentiments intended to demonstrate one's good character or social conscience or the moral correctness of one's position on a particular issue. God, man, Jamie's a master of virtue signaling. God, he is. That's what this all boils down to at the end of the day for the last 6 freaking years. Now, this is perfect, right? I'm on Google. I'm not showing it on the screen, but I'll read it. When you search for something on Google, it says people also ask, and in this case, they asked, what is an example of virtue signaling? Let me read this. This will make perfect sense. Modern examples of virtue signaling are posting opinions that you do not share on social media in order to gain popularity and reputation. Another could be jumping on a trend in order to look better to your peers, no matter what your opinion on the trend is. This is Jamie 100,000,000%. Let me read this again. Another could be jumping on a trend like RJ Sandifer. It's been a trend forever now. Jumping on a trend in order to look better to your peers, his audience, that he needs to get donations from. No matter what your opinion on the trend is, whether he likes RJ or not, or even if he's indifferent on RJ, he has to jump on the trend that's going to get him attention and get him paid. That's all it boils down to, plain and simple, right? Now, I'm going to read. Let me see here. I know I have the screenshots, but let me see here. Give me a second here. Okay, give me a second here. do 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 do. All right. So the video is still up, and all the comments are still there. Let's read this. Okay. First of all, I'm going to read where Jamie responded. If you talk about Jamie, or if he feels that you're of any value to his cringy drama content, he's going to go comment wherever you're at, right? If you're a guest on somebody's show and he's been coming at you, he'll go comment there. Same thing with his sponsor, Brian, on the account that Brian's using now. We know what that is. We'll share more about that in a bit. Okay. But here is what Jamie wrote in response. I'm not going to put it on the screen. I'll just read it. In response to MJ's video about virtue signaling, right? Okay. He said, a second here. I don't know, MJ. I think there are a lot of people who care around here. Hence, how many people have helped you out financially, myself included, even after you were a total D-bag? You mean douchebag? Very respectful, by the way. Okay. That sounds like a backhanded, underhanded compliment there. First of all, if you're going to help someone that's in need, now I questioned the whole thing in the first place. Maybe MJ's situation was real. And if that's the case, I do apologize to you publicly, MJ. But let's say it's real. It was real, right? Okay. And Jamie did a stream to help MJ. Now you want accolades for helping a man who's down on his luck? If you're going to help someone out of the kindness of your heart, you do it to help them and not for the accolades. But you're sitting there seeking validation, Jamie. And validation-seeking behavior is very feminine energy. Real men do not seek validation for their actions. They do just to do. But here you are, doing what you always do, seeking validation, stirring up the pot, because that's what you're paid to do, James. Bottom line, right? MJ responds and says, this is not me giving AF. Here's your cookie for all your help and care. Remember to share it. Great response, MJ. Why? Why does a man need accolades for helping another man that's down on his luck? Why? Because they're insecure. They're insecure. Bottom line. Furthermore, MJ Mystic Warrior responds, and don't worry, you'll get your money back one day because we both know that's all you care about. Big round of applause, MJ. Big round of applause. Now, MJ, I'm hoping this is not scripted. I'm hoping that you're also not on the payroll. I don't think you are. You were once. MJ was once on the payroll of Brian and Jamie's sponsor, but I don't think he is anymore. He says he hasn't. I believe MJ is being real here. I think MJ is really sick and tired of all this BS. Yeah. And I believe MJ will pay Jamie back. Because that's what I would do. Let me tell you something. When I owe people money, for whatever reason, I owe people money. I try to pay it off as quickly as possible. You know why? I don't want them to have that stipulation over my head. And that's what people do. They put things over your head when they do something for you, or if you owe them something, they put things over your head until you fulfill your obligation, right? And that's what's happening here. That's really, really shitty of you, James. Really, really, really crappy, right? 43 in the box, 14 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. Then Jamie responds, at Mystic Warrior, if that's all I cared about, I would have kept my money to myself. Well, you got that money back from Brian. I'm sure Brian took care of you, James. He always does. I'm sure that Brian paid for your attorney on top of what he pays you when you went to court to fight your RO. You did this because you wanted to look like a saint, and that is complete virtue signaling. You nailed it, MJ. MJ, you fucking nailed it. You did. And I certainly wouldn't have done a stream to get you over $700. Your responses lack logic and reason. You okay, buddy? No, they're very logical and reasonable. You're not logical, and you're definitely not reasonable, because it goes against the agenda of you and your sponsor and the content your sponsor is paying you to create. So don't sit here and blast a man that's being honest because it doesn't suit your agenda of fake instigated drama for your paycheck. That's why your content is never going to, you're not going to have lots of friends, James, at the end of the day, if you keep making this type of content. Then MJ gets back and says, at James, I'm just saying James, I'm not going to mention his channel. LOL, nice attempt at manipulation. No, you're the one that's manipulating him. Dude, no one's buying it anymore, and I'm not buying it either. That's why I'm talking about it. You want to call this a drama stream? I don't care. I'm here to end this stuff because this entire community of however many people from multiple communities have been infested by your disease, by your fake instigated drama disease that's store-bought by Brian. You got an ego boost from it all, with the back pats from everyone. So what are you complaining about? The fact he has the right to, he's not complaining. He's calling you out on your crap. He's calling you out on being a really, really shisty human being. You're a terrible human being. If you want to help someone, you do it just to help them, not for the accolades. And here's the thing. If you're just acting here, James, to get a reaction, well, you're getting the reaction from me. Even if you're acting, which I don't think you are here, but even if you are, it still makes you look bad because it looks real. And in this case, I know you're being real, right? It's all about control, right, James? You have to be in control of everything and everyone around you, right? Hey, Donna, how you doing? This is interesting. If you missed the first part, you're going to want to check it out. This is going to resolve everything here, okay? I mean, actually, that was MJ saying nice attempt at manipulation. Yeah, nice attempt at manipulation, I mean. He is trying to manipulate you, MJ, which is what I'm trying to say. And MJ was saying that Jamie got an ego boost from it all. Sorry, I got that wrong. I got it backwards. He's right about that. MJ is 100% right about that. And then Jamie says to MJ, right, because that's really what I need right now in life, ego boost. Yeah, you're a very insecure man. You're live and die this fake instigated drama content. This is what's paying your bills. And I know Brian's still paying you, because without Brian, you would not be making enough money to survive. I'm gonna share my thoughts why during the second part of the show. Okay. And then Mystic Warrior MJ says to Jamie, yes, y'all can praise each other for helping out poor old MJ, who is also ungrateful and disrespectful. No, I believe you, MJ. I actually believe you. Initially, I didn't believe you, not because I didn't want to, because there's so many lies and manipulative tactics being used through the Legion that anyone associating with them when it comes to money, we assume there's something not right about it. My apologies to you, MJ. I believe now more than I'm still not 100% sure, but I'm leaning more towards you're being completely honest, MJ. That's what I'm leaning more towards. Okay. You're also not ungrateful and disrespectful, MJ. You're not. Apparently, that help came with strings attached. It always does. With Jamie, everything's a string attached. We'll share more about that in a bit. As if any of it fucking matters at this point. No, it doesn't matter to him. He did it because he wanted to look good in front of his audience. He wanted to look like a saint. And no one would have donated that amount of money if it wasn't for MJ, and you probably got a cut out of it. If MJ wants to be real and say what was Jamie's cut, you get a cut out of everything, dude. Everything that you do, you get a cut out of. Okay? At least I come straight, unlike a lot of the two-faced, backstabbing liars on here. Yeah, including him, MJ. You freaking nailed it. Big round of applause. MJ, I've been right all along about this. I've had your back for years. And then you keep going. MJ, you have flip-flopped back and forth with Jamie for years. Now, I know here's what you said in your video. Not written. What you said in your video is that you are a fair person between both sides. You don't necessarily associate yourself with any one particular side. I'm the same way. Okay, now I get that. You're right. And then Jamie says to MJ, "Look, MJ, you got the whole belligerent, homeless, vagrant act down. So good job with that. Now I'm pissed off. Now you're full of it, James. And let me tell you, after this show here, James, everyone is going to know your game. And if people want to continue to support it, that's on them. Because besides you and your sponsor, Brian, everyone on the other side, even people that have been involved with you, are completely innocent. Despite what they've done, because what they did was for a certain reason. We're going to get to that during the second part of the show. Um, 44 in the box, 16 thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. That said, no, that doesn't make any sense. Didn't come with strings attached. People just don't like being trashed for helping. He's not trashing you. He's calling you out on you trashing other people, on you victimizing and taking advantage and abusing a disabled, blind, and autistic man, and then trying to flip it around and say that I did that. Even MJ smells this out. Everyone sees this, dude. Everyone sees your piss poor behavior. Even the people donating to you see it. For some reason, they're so entertained by the stupid shit you do, they still pay you money. That's all. But MJ's done with it. He's tired of it. He's tired of the backlash he's getting for having your back. You don't have his back, dude. You have no one's back but your own, dude. And that's never changed about you in the 6 years I've known you. I think that's a reasonable expectation that you're at least thankful without being insulting afterwards. He always has been thankful. He called you out on other things that you've done. So in essence, you think that you deserve MJ's or anyone else's loyalty if you do one good thing to them and then you do something shady and shitty like attacking RJ and abusing RJ, and then he calls you out on that, and then you're coming off like he's not. You're saying like that he's not thankful. No, he's thankful for that, but it should not come with stipulations. When you do things for people, James, you put out stipulations. You give to give, not give to get. When you give to give, you will get back in the long run. But you have expectations that are so unreasonable because you're so fucking entitled. That's the truth of the matter, dude. You're one of the most entitled people I've ever come across on the planet. And your actions more so show it every day on this platform. Every day. And then MJ says to Jamie, I'm not trashing anyone for helping me. No, you're not. I'm being honest with my opinions regarding other things. You are. And thanks for the compliment. Well, that was a little smart-ass remark that he deserved after every smart-ass remark he made back at you, MJ. So good for you. Good for you. I screenshot that whole conversation because that right there just shows Jamie's true colors. Okay? That shows his true colors, right? And then Jamie's corner. Oh man, she always had lots of kind words to say about me. How you doing, Jamie, out there in Canada? Welcome to the show, by the way. I know you're watching. You're a big fan. She goes, MJ, I've seen you do this time and time again. What has he done? Stand up for himself? Unlike you suck up to people that are doing dumb shit on the internet because the people that they're doing them to, you're jealous of for some reason because they're better people than you. MJ and I are both better people than all you. Or than most of you. You like us, you hate us. You like us, you hate us. Well, that's because Jamie plays it up that way, right? The reason why people flip-flop back and forth is because of Jamie's content and what he does. A lot of people, myself included, help you in your time of need. Well, he's grateful for that. But does that come with stipulations, Jamie? Does helping someone that's in need? If you decide to help someone in need, it comes with zero stipulations. If you have stipulations, then you're a piece of you-know-what. Okay? That's all. Not because we wanted pats on the back, but because we wanted to help you. All my donos were also anonymous too, of course, because you don't want to dox yourself. Don't worry, I know who you are, and many people, we know who you are. We know your real name, we know where you live, but we're not here to dox you. You're sitting there trying to make anonymous donations. Not because, you want to hide the fact that you're donating or you're trying to do it for the right reasons instead of accolades. You don't want to dox yourself, right? Right? WTF is wrong with you? I could ask you the same thing, Jamie. I will believe MJ 100 times over on the worst day ever than your best day ever, Jamie. And I'll tell you this. Most other people, I'll tell you this. There are a lot of women that have known you for a while. Even a lot of these women that have been close to Jamie don't like you. They don't like how you are. They don't like how evil you are and the dumb things you say and just how much you lack common sense. You have no common sense at all. None. You've posted on your community wall so many times trying to kick me down, trying to get me iced out. How's that worked for you? How's that work for you? Do you think that I'm live and die Jamie content? No, I'm not. I'm talking about what's relevant right now because I want to help people. That's what I do out here as a coach. I help people. And putting out the truth on this, or what I feel is the truth, is going to help them, right? Help them understand all the BS that you and Jamie and others have done to just throw people way off and create issues constantly. Can't you ever just be grateful? He's very grateful. No one has done anything to you, but here you are making video after video stating how fake everyone is. You are fake. You are fake. You're fake. And everyone, okay. Even though everyone outside of Jamie and Brian are innocent, many of you are coming off fake because you're going along with the agenda that Jamie's putting out there because of the fact that you have a common enemy, and that's called hate bonding. You guys talk about hate bonding all the time. You're a big hate bonder, Jamie. You get on the hate train along with Jamie regarding whatever makes sense at that moment. Because you wish you could be like other people you're going after, including myself. And you're glad Eli got one over on everyone? Eli didn't get one over on anyone. Eli was just right. MJ agreed. And I agree with him. I'm standing up for him. I don't hate MJ. I never have. But you know what? He's going to throw that in your face because that's all you guys talk about is myself. And then now that MJ stands up for seeing the BS, he's seeing the BS and calling it out. And he happens to agree with me. Now he's public enemy number one, maybe number two, because I'm still number one, right? Right, Jamie? And this is funny. You got male Jamie and female Jamie tag teaming MJ. Back in the days, we've known these two characters for years. The male Jamie, Legion, and then Jamie's Corner, female Jamie. And we used to refer to them as male Jamie and female Jamie because it got confusing. My God. Wow. I'll remember that the next time you need help. He's not going to come to any of you for help. Because if MJ's anything like me, and I think he is, that he would rather go broke and live under an underpass than accept any graciousness from any one of you people that put stipulations on it. That's ridiculous. That makes you a horrible human being, female Jamie. Jamie's Corner. Don't bite the hands that feed you? Are you kidding me? You guys are not the hands that feed MJ. He needed a little bit of help. Now, I don't agree with what he did to invest his money. I think he made some really bad mistakes. I still stand tall on that. But he's not a bad person, and if he's going to ask for help and you folks agree to help him, but then it comes with stipulations, how do you expect the guy to respond? She's like shaking my head. You can shake your head all you want, female Jamie. You make absolutely zero logical sense. Your arguments have no point. And you're just a pathetic, lonely, miserable person that's scorned and on the internet. You say you have a boyfriend. That's great. Okay. Spend more time with him and try to be a better person because your personality, female Jamie, is one of the worst personalities I've ever encountered in my life between online and offline. You're just a horrible human being, miserable human being. Okay. All right. We're at 42 minutes. Right on track. I'm going to take a break and I'm going to come back. I'm going to apologize to specific people because after seeing all this and hearing the MJ video and seeing these comments and now having even more clarity, I more so believe some people I didn't believe regarding something. And I'm going to apologize to them and they're going to be surprised. And I'm going to have their back, and they're going to be surprised. Okay? And ODN, I love you. I know other people have come at you for certain things. Just like you, I don't always agree with everything you've said or done. But when it comes to my experiences with you, I know you've always had my best interest in your head and heart, and same thing on the flip side. Okay? And when it comes to you and I, ODN, you always didn't like how people like Jamie and some others like JB Gunner were bullying me. And I'm grateful and thankful for that. Okay. But when it comes to the Sarah situation, I will explain to you why I have her back. And she's not the only one's back I have. There are more people. Okay. And again, there's a reason for it. And the reasons were not what you mentioned in your video. I can understand why you feel that way, right? I had to think about everything you said in your video, between your video, ODN, between MJ's video, between the comments that I just read here, right? And between some other things that I'm seeing, the sock account that Jamie's sponsor Brian's been using. Right? I put it all together. I even asked my girlfriend, Dawn, to use her women's intuition, and she agrees. You're going to hear why, ODN. And again, your experiences are different with these people. And I understand ODN. Okay? Listen, I've stayed out of your business with other people. But whatever you do to handle your own stuff, that's outside of my stuff. And I think some of the stuff that happened to you were a part of a stipulation of something from the Legion. Okay? And I'm not asking you, ODN, to be as understanding as I am, but there's a reason why I'm being understanding. Okay? You're going to hear that after the break. Okay? All right. We have 40 in the box, 18 thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. Dog is still asleep. 6:09 a.m. Pacific, 9:09 a.m. Eastern. Good Saturday morning to each of you. Saturday, May 11, 2024, if you're here live. 44 in the box right now. Thank you so much for being here. Let's cue it up. Let's cue it up. All right. Music is all queued up. Music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for a quick break here. And when I get back in about 5 to 6 or 7 or 8 minutes, like I always say, where's GLM when we need her? You're going to hear what I have to say, and it's a lot of people are probably going to be blown away, but I mean everything I say. I'm wholeheartedly telling you folks, I mean this. I'm not just saying this. I mean this. I will be apologizing to people. And now that I have more of an idea of what's been going on, I don't have 100% proof, but using deductive reasoning, you'll see. I'll present my case after the break. So stick around. We'll be right back. We're back. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Welcome back. Yeah. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube, live on Coach Eli 2. Authentic live streams, the most positive place on the internet. We keep it positive, but we also keep it real at the same time. I'm glad you could all join me here today. We have a very interesting show, more of a community news type of show. If you've been a part of my community for a while or have heard about me and have seen all the chaos and the controversy and just all the mess that's been created, from the Legion and Jamie and some other people he's associated with, I'm clearing it up today pretty much once and for all. And people can take this for whatever it's worth. These are purely my opinions, okay? I am basically just stating my thoughts on what I feel is going on based on deductive reasoning in some cases and using, logic and common sense. And that's all. And people can take this for whatever it's worth. Okay. But there are a lot of people that are massively confused because that's what Jamie's content was made to be. That's what creates the shock factor. And that's what gets people to tune in, whether they like him or not. People tune in, and some people will donate because they just enjoy the shit show. For whatever reason, it just gets a lot of attention. But a lot of people also have been fighting over it. There are lots of men and women, more so women, fighting behind the scenes for no reason, and it's all fake instigated. There's a reason why it's all happening. But at the same time, in my opinion, in my strong, very strong opinion, I feel that most people, even people you wouldn't think were innocent, most people are innocent and victims of this. I'm going to share that here. I'm going to present my case, and you can decide, the court of public opinion, what you feel about this, okay? You can decide for yourself. 19 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. We have a lot of people thumbing this up, but you're afraid to chat here. And maybe some of you are thumbing this up that are a part of the Legion and understand where I'm coming from. Well, thank you for your thumbs up. Feel free to chat if you'd like. No problem. But you fear being attacked, right? You fear being attacked in a fake, instigated way, right? Oh, man. All right. So, again, the topic of the show is MJ calls out the Legion for virtue signaling, and everyone is innocent at the Legion except, one more time, MJ calls out the Legion for virtue signaling, and everyone is innocent at the Legion except. During the first part of the show, I shared my thoughts regarding a video that MJ put out yesterday, pretty much calling out Jamie and the Legion for virtue signaling, and he was spot on. You're not going to want to miss that or miss hearing that. So if you did miss it, go back and check out the replay once this is done, and you'll hear my thoughts regarding that. But now, during the second part of the show, hey, Kayla, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Remember, there's a 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out. Now I'm going to talk about everyone is innocent at the Legion except, and even people that are not a part of the Legion, we know we've already been an innocent victim of this whole thing, okay? But there are more people that even people on my side that are not Legion don't know and feel that certain people are not innocent, that I'm going to basically, state that they are here today. And I'm going to share my thoughts on it. I'm going to share my opinions on it, right? So the only two people that are not innocent in this whole thing, in my opinion, are Jamie and his sponsor, Brian. I firmly believe that Brian is still sponsoring him to this day. And Brian is here under the sock account known as Nothing But Silicone. Now, interestingly enough, last night, I put out a posting calling out Nothing But Silicone as as Jamie's sponsor. Brian. RJ Sandifer, welcome to the show. You got your mod wrench. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, don't let them call you a flip-flopper. You go where you want to go, RJ. And I don't know if you've heard the first part of the show. Did you hear the first part of the show, RJ? How much of this have you heard? Because if you missed the first part, you missed a lot of the context that's leading into what's going to happen here. But it's great to see you here. By the way, there's also a 1-minute delay between what I say and what goes out. So welcome, RJ. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah. Even RJ. RJ's not a dumb shit. Okay? RJ knows what's going on. RJ knows about the virtue signaling, right? RJ's a good dude that just wants to please everyone, right? But that's not always possible. Anyway, thank you for being here, dude. I appreciate that. Okay. So I put out a posting and I basically said, Nothing But Silicone is Brian. I don't know that for a fact 100%, but based on the actions of Nothing But Silicone over the last 6 months to a year regarding what this sock account has done. This sock account goes around wherever I go and talks smack about me day or night. They donate large amounts of money through super chats. They've also paid other creators, such as the Pedro and Hannibal channel, to come at me. Okay? Now, no one's going to admit this. When you're getting paid to trash talk somebody, okay, who's gonna tell on the person that's paying you money, right? At the same time, it's up to you as that certain creator to accept money from someone with the stipulation that you got to trash talk someone, which is exactly, what Jamie's doing when he accepts payment from Brian every month, right? Okay. So, yeah, Nothing But Silicone's been going around to multiple channels, even Real Talk with Roy, even Dennis Jerome Jr. When I was on the Dennis Jerome Jr. show with Christina, Real Talk Christina, Nothing But Silicone was there donating lots of money. When I was on Robert Reese initially, Nothing But Silicone was there donating lots of money. When I was on the Pedro and Hannibal channel, Nothing But Silicone was there donating a lot of money. And Nothing But Silicone has gone around saying, I will pay you money. I will pay you money to go after Eli. Again, I'm not 100% sure because I don't have proof, but using deductive reasoning and logic and seeing the patterns, with 95% certainty, not 100, 95% certainty, Nothing But Silicone is Brian, the sponsor of Jamie. And he's still sponsoring Jamie to this day. And I'm going to share my reasons why I feel that is true. Okay. We got 47 in the box, 20 thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. So I only left my posting up. I tagged in Nothing But Silicone. I only left my posting up for 20 minutes on purpose. I deleted my posting because I wanted to see in the middle of the night, was Nothing But Silicone going to see my posting? And they did. You know why? Because Nothing But Silicone changed their channel name to Wise Night Silicone. Now, I took a screenshot of it because they might change it. Brian might change it, but Wise Night Owl was Brian's original YouTube account that he used to chat on many years ago. Good morning, Tiff. Not Tiff, sorry, Tia. I called you Tiff. Tia, I thought it was Tiffany. Good morning, Tia. How are you doing? Welcome to the show. If you missed any parts of this, you're going to have to go back and watch the parts you missed because it's going to all make sense. Everything that I said in the first part of the show is leading into the second part. Okay? Now, so Wise Night Owl was Brian's original account. He used to chat publicly in Jamie's chats at times, in other people's chats. Why is that Al, a.k.a. Brian, a.k.a. Texas Caregiver, that's his business, right? Used to sponsor Jamie, JB Gunner. He used to sponsor MJ, I believe, for a while. He was even sponsoring Sarah. He was sponsoring some other people, right? And everyone that was sponsored by Brian, a.k.a. Texas Caregiver, would use a sponsorship video for Texas Caregiver Support Services that Jamie made, right? But because things were getting very serious, Jamie, JB Gunner, they were coming at me. JB Gunner was paid by Brian to take a vacation clear across the country to come to my house and, take video outside my house, go to my park, and then he went to my father's gravesite and spit on my father's grave. I firmly believe, because he was sponsored at least back then by Brian, and maybe he still is to this day. I'm not sure about that. Okay. He was paid and sponsored by Brian to come out here and create content on me and even spit on my father's grave. I'm over that. I've forgiven everyone for it, right? I'm just sharing the story here, right? There's a little backstory and context, right? Okay. Now, 51 in the box, 20 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up and please share this out. I would greatly appreciate it. So, based on that, and based on the large amounts of donations constantly coming from the Nothing But Silicone account, and primarily being made to creators where I was a guest on their show. I mean, seriously, no one else has the disposable income. No one else has the hatred for me like Brian does and has had since, he started sponsoring Jamie and JB Gunner to do this to me maybe 5 years ago or so, maybe almost 6 years ago, right? For some reason, Brian has hatred towards me. I don't know if he's just jealous because I'm a better looking guy than he is. I'm saying that in a humble way, but it's true. I don't know if he's jealous of my family's estate or whatever, right? I mean, Brian does have a lot of money, but it's not, I'm sure Brian's worth a few millions, okay? But, no disrespect. I mean, I'm not trying to show off or anything, but my family's estates, between my father's estate and mother's estate, and then my aunt's estate and my grandparents' estate, is worth a lot more than that. But it's not mine, and I don't have that money, okay? But maybe he's jealous over that. I don't know what it is, but he just gets a thrill off of people attacking me. There were even people back in the days that said, Eli, this is a paid, targeted hate attack on you. Right? And that opened up my eyes. Okay? So, with that being said, here's the reason why I feel Brian is nothing but silicone. This sounds elaborate. All we can do is forgive like the good Lord taught us. Okay. Captain Obvious 23. Well, welcome to the show. You're probably trolling here, or you're probably somebody that's been banned, but it's all good. 55 in the box, 20 thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. Please smash a thumbs up and share this out, okay? Now, okay. So here's my reasoning why I feel Jamie's still being sponsored. I made a rough estimate. I was thinking about this before I went live. I was thinking about it last night, and when I got up and started preparing for the show. How much money does Jamie make from donations each month? I wanted to find a rough estimate, right? Because I wanted to figure out, is he making enough money to pay his bills simply from donations? I'm not wallet watching you. I'm just trying to prove or show that more than likely Brian is still sponsoring you. Okay. So if you look at, let's say he makes an average of $100 a day for 30 days, right? Now, Jamie doesn't create content every day. Tony Chase has the same problems. These people are like the satellite man. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Anyway, 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out. 58 in the box. Thank you for being here. Again, there are some days where Jamie doesn't create content and makes no money. There are days where he may make $300. Some days he makes $100. Some days he makes $50, right? It varies. But I figured on average throughout the 30-day month, on an average 30-day month, most months have 30 days. Some have 31. Some have 28 or 29, right? Okay. You're really spamming, so you got to go. All right. Get out of here. Don't spam my chat. Okay. Now, on average, I believe Jamie's making $100 a day times 30 days, okay? Now, I'm not going to show us on the screen, but I'm going to put a calculator here. So if he's making an average of $100 a day in donations, remember, he's not monetized. He's not getting ad revenue. He's not getting super chats. He's making a little money from Patreon each month here and there, right? Okay. But if on average between everything through donations for his content, he's making $100 a day, that means he's making $3,000 per month, okay? Let's take that $3,000 and start subtracting his bills, okay? Now, people know, there are a lot of people that know where Jamie lives. They know he has a condo. I'm not here to dox you or anything, but we've all looked into you. You've looked into me. You've looked into my family's estate. I've looked into you. I looked into what you bought your house for years ago, what your mortgage was, all that. That's all public information, right? But I believe his mortgage is around $200,000 or so. So I figured out his monthly payments on his mortgage are about about $1,000 a month. He's paying about $1,000 a month, and that probably includes HOA fees. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's more with HOA fees. HOA is Homeowners Association, and all condominiums have an HOA. You have to pay extra money because the association maintains the common areas for the condo. Okay, and then you're also required to have an HO6 condo policy. Okay. So homeowners policies are more expensive now. So let's say $1,000 between HOA and paying his mortgage. $3,000 minus $1,000 is $2,000, right? Okay. Now after that, he's got a car payment. He hasn't paid his car off. Now he has cash to pay it off. He claims he has $100K in the bank, and maybe he does. Okay, and I'll share why he does. It'll make sense. All right. So let's say his car payment is $400 a month. Okay. Let's subtract 400, right? And let's be reasonable, and let's include insurance in that $400 a month payment, right? It's probably more, but I'm going to say less because I want to prove a point here, right? So between car payment and insurance has gone up 20% for everyone, nationwide here in the U.S. Auto rates have gone up, okay? So let's subtract $400 for car insurance and for, car payment. If you're going to come here and troll, you're going to be removed immediately, okay? Now that leaves $1,600, right? Now, let's take other expenses. Let's take electricity, gas, sewer, water, okay? Let's take, if he has cable or satellite or streaming services, okay? Let's take all of that into consideration, okay? I'm going to say between electricity, gas, water, sewer, and other like internet services, high-speed internet to run the YouTube stuff and Rumble stuff, and streaming services. He probably has streaming services. Maybe he has cable as well. Maybe he has one or the other. Regardless, I'm figuring that everything I mentioned there is another $500 per month. So let's take $1,600 minus $500. Okay. Whoops. Give me a second. And that's going to leave $1,100 right there, okay? Now, we haven't even figured food, right? Food is very expensive nowadays, whether you shop at the supermarket or you eat out every day. Now, I don't think Jamie does a lot of supermarket shopping. I think he eats out a lot. I think he still gets coffees and, frappuccinos and all that, right? I'm going to keep banning people that are here to troll. So if you're here to troll, you're just going to get banned right away. I don't care, okay? If you're not here for the right reasons to hear my presentation, then you can leave, okay? 62 in the box, 21 thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. Please smash the thumbs up and share this out. Hey, Bree, how you doing? Welcome to the show. There's a 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out. Thank you for being here. All right. $1,100 left, and we have food, right? Okay. Now, if you eat out every day, or if you go to the supermarket and get enough food to eat every day, it's still going to cost you, on average, to eat about $30 minimum each day, okay? So if you take $30, and you multiply it by 30 days, you're looking at $900 in food expense. Food's expensive. Even for one person nowadays, food is going to cost you pretty close to $1,000 a person just on food, just to survive, okay? Whether you shop at the supermarket or not, it's going to cost you money, okay? So let's subtract $900, and that leaves $200 out of that $3,000 that I estimate he makes from donations per month, that he makes just doing the content, okay? Now, there are probably some other expenses that I haven't figured in. Thank you, Bree. I appreciate it. You've heard the whole show. It makes sense, huh? Well, we've got 66 people here because they want to know the truth. Like, I'm not here to bash Jamie or anyone. I'm just here to state the truth. And I'm here to stand up for people that I know are innocent when others think they're guilty. They're not guilty. They're victims, okay? So, RJ Sandifer, I shared you out, Coach Eli. Thank you, RJ. Big round of applause for RJ Sandifer. You know, RJ, Jamie's going to say RJ's the biggest flip-flopper on the planet. Don't let him get to you. And RJ, I have no stipulations for you being here. You were already you've been a mod here since this channel came back, RJ. And you know, I've just kind of let all the other stuff slide. You know, I just knew it was all crap, and I think you do too. But that's for you to figure out. We can always talk another time. Thank you for sharing me out, RJ. I appreciate it. Okay, that leaves $200, right? And there are some other expenses that I probably miss. Okay, I mean, you know, there are other things that you need to buy for your computer, other household items that you need, right? So I'm going to wipe out that $200 for other miscellaneous, right? It probably costs him more than $3,000 to live each month, but I'm being as thrifty as possible to prove a point here, okay? So we subtract the $200, and out of the $3,000 I estimate he makes in donations every month, that leaves $0. But he has $100,000 in the bank. How is that possible if he's not making a lot more than his expenses monthly? It is because he's still sponsored by Brian, a.k.a. Wise Night Owl, a.k.a. Nothing But Silicone, a.k.a. Texas Caregiver, who no longer puts his sponsorship out here because years ago, I threatened to sue Brian for what he was doing as a paid targeted hate attack. Now, I'm not going to sue you, Brian. I'm not here to sue anyone. I've gotten over the suing BS. I'm not here to sue anyone, for my content. I'm not here to sue anybody for or take anyone to court for an RO. I'm not here to create any mess. I'm here to just state the facts, right? But Brian was scared back then, so he had everyone pull the sponsorship video, right? Right? But think about it. His expenses are more than what he makes through donations, through Patreon and through donations of his streams on YouTube and Rumble. But he has $100,000 in the bank and he's saving. The money he's saving is coming from Texas caregiver, Brian, aka Nothing But Silicone, aka Wise Night Owl, aka now Nothing But Silicone changed their channel name, like I mentioned earlier, to Wise Night Silicone. That's great, right? Makes sense, right? Again, I don't have any hardcore proof, and he's going to deny it. Of course he'll deny it because that's his bread and butter, right? Without Brian sponsoring him, he would be in so much debt because his expenses are not being paid by his donations. Okay? So, with that being said, there you go. There's my theory. Call it a conspiracy theory. I don't care. Call me out all you want. I don't care. I'm not here to create issues. I just want to vindicate people that deserve to be vindicated. I'm here to vindicate people because they deserve to be vindicated. Now, I'm going to talk about Sarah because I'm here to vindicate her, and I'm here to state why I've had her back after all the things she said about myself and Don in the past. I don't think she meant any of that. I honestly don't feel that. And I have your back, Sarah, so please do not get upset because I'm here to vindicate you, right? And I'm also going to apologize to you, Sarah, and some other people. I'm going to apologize to some other people that I accused of being Legion, and they're really not Legion. More to come, okay? Now, why would I vindicate Sarah? I know who she really is. I know where her heart and soul is at. Let's start going back 3.5 years ago. Her and I were friends before that time, and she took a tall stance on bullying and harassment, and she even helped me. Yes, in a sense, James is a slave to Brian. Yes, absolutely. Yes, timeline tours. By the way, there's a 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out. So James is a slave to Brian because he can't afford to pay his bills without him, right? But there's more. There's so much more to this. I may have to take another break and continue, right? I was friends with Sarah, and she helped me fight the bullies, and they were coming at her too, okay? Now, I'm not saying that Sarah and I, didn't talk some smack every now and then. Back then, everyone has talked smack, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. That happens. But not at the level that this is happening today, right? So why did she amp it up the way she did, and why am I ignoring it and okay with it? And even Don's okay with it. Don has never gotten mad at Sarah because her and I know exactly what's been going on, okay? Yes, she said some nasty things about myself and Don behind the scenes, on streams. And we're okay with that. You know why? Because this was part of her, I believe, this was part of her contractual obligation with Brian because she was sponsored by him too. And when it comes to, the Jamie content, Jamie and Brian manage all the people that are sponsored. All the people that were sponsored through Brian go through Jamie and Brian, right? If you've noticed, a lot of the rebroadcasts that happened on my live streams when Jamie was going after people like Granny's Watching before she got an hour on him, Jamie was making lots of money going at Granny, going at other people in the Krama community, right? In the true crime drama Krama community, right? Okay. So he didn't have time to come at me, but there was still value and money to be made off of me. So he dished that off to people like Sarah and Susie and some other people, right? And a lot of those people were paid, not all of them, some of them were paid as part of the contract, okay? Now, I firmly believe that, well, let's go back first. Let's go back to 3.5 years when I stopped talking with Sarah because she started to work with Jamie. The reason why she started to work with Jamie is because she really felt bad for him, what he was going through, his childhood, his upbringing, and she saw a lot of talent in him. And even I did too. I saw a lot of talent in Jamie. I still do. He's just misusing it, right? She wanted to help him out. She legitimately cared about him and probably still does. And I'm not saying I don't. I just can't tolerate this content anymore, okay? She was there to support him mentally, emotionally, spiritually. She was a great friend to him. Okay? But I told Sarah back then that this is now creating a conflict of interest. And if you guys are going to be creating content on me, which I know it's going to happen, then I can't communicate with you behind the scenes anymore. So that's why I stepped away from my friendship with Sarah. Nothing else, right? I already knew what was going to happen. She even told me it's fake instigated drama. She's always told me that. And I believe it. It's true. Okay? Give me a second here. It was supposed to be lighthearted. But I believe, and I'm not going to even, Sarah, you don't have to say anything. I'm vindicating you publicly here. And I'm going to vindicate a lot more people because I'm tired of the fighting. I'm tired of people coming at you. But at the same time, I also know why you're stirring up the pot intentionally to create content. Everything that is done, if you've seen all the postings Sarah's made on her Drama Unleashed channel, this is a part of her contractual stipulations, in my opinion, right? I don't think she wants to be creating this type of content anymore, but I think she's obligated to fulfill a contract with Brian or Jamie or something like that, okay? That's all it boils down to. I was sitting there thinking about this, and I'm like, let me run this by Dawn. Because Dawn doesn't put up with shit. If Dawn feels attacked, Dawn is just like Sarah. They're both alike. If they feel they're getting attacked, they will come at you. Right, Sarah? So honestly, I feel this whole situation has been taken way too far. And I feel it's gotten to the point of where Sarah feels obligated as part of her contractual stipulations, which I could be wrong, but there's something that she's obligated to fulfill based off of that. And I don't think she wants to be she doesn't want to be coming at people anymore or creating this fake instigated drama anymore. But for some reason, she has to, right? I think she's a victim, just like many of the rest of you. And there's your answer, ODN. Now, your situation is different. I'm staying out of that. Listen, I don't get involved in third-party stuff, okay? I'm not getting involved in any third-party stuff, okay? Maybe part of the stuff that happened to you, ODN, was a part of all of this, right? And I'm not saying it makes it right. What I'm saying is understand where I'm coming from, okay? Hey, Contessa, how you doing? Okay? Another thing, for the last several years, I've even been on panels with Jamie and Sarah. I've asked Sarah on her panels on Drama After Dark. I came on a few times when she was on Drama After Dark. Now she's on Drama Unleashed. I went on panels with her and Jamie on Jamie's channels back then. And I kept asking her, I've done nothing to you. Why do you keep coming at me and blah, blah, blah? This. She goes, clocking in, clocking out, clocking in, clocking out. I believe her. I know that. It was still painful to deal with the repercussions of it, right? And yeah, she said clocking in, clocking out. She even sent me a video on that. And I understood it and I get it. And she's explained it and I believe her. And I told her, I said, it's like, it's hard to deal with, She's come out many times and shared this publicly, yet people just ignore that. These people in the audience just ignore when something is said right in front of their face, right? What's that? All right, give me a second, folks. I got to take the dog out to go potty, okay? Dawn just woke up. I'll continue. I'll be back in about 5 to 7 minutes. Hang on a second. Hang on a second here. Give me a second here. Oh, man. All right, stick around. We'll be back in a few, and I'll continue. right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the show. We are just going to scratch it and get right back down to business. All right, so let's continue. Yeah, listen, I'm here sharing my thoughts, and Bella Vendetta, I don't even know why you're getting so upset. I'm just sharing my opinions and thoughts. You seem to only hold two people accountable for everyone's behavior until you address everyone on their own vile behavior. I'm out. Well, have a nice day. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm sharing my thoughts. If you have your own thoughts, go on your channel or start a channel and share your thoughts. You just put them in the chat there. But to be, stating that I only hold two people accountable, those are the main two people that have caused all this mess, in my opinion. It stems from two people. Okay? And then when you're looking at it from a business standpoint, you hire people with a contract. And initially, there's some stipulations to a contract. And then sometimes you're asked to do things that are outside of that contract, right? That people didn't sign up for. That's all I'm saying. That's my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, then okay, whatever. I'm just trying to clear up this mess so we can all enjoy life and return some normalcy back to these YouTube streets. That's all. That's it. No need to get triggered over it. Yeah, you'll have to watch the replay, Sandra. Let me make sure that everything is still sounding okay. Give me a second here. When you're looking at it from a business standpoint, you hire people. Okay, so Contested the Cat. If they're both doing business under a contractual obligation, what is the difference? Jamie is the main person. Brian, first of all, Brian sponsored JB Gunner and then Jamie, but he got really close with Jamie. Jamie is the one that's in charge of all this. And the people that have worked with Jamie and Brian, they know this, okay? You folks don't know the backstory. I know the backstory, okay? And there were a lot of people that were sponsored by Brian, including MJ and many others, and they stopped being sponsored by Brian. Because I'm more than sure that MJ was tired of coming at me or creating the type of content that he was paid to create. That's all it boils down to, all right? So that's what I think happened there. Okay. So Jamie and Brian are in this. They're like business. They're like the two main business partners. Okay. It's like Brian is the owner and Jamie's the general manager. And then the rest of the people are like assistant managers or supervisors or whatever. That's the best way to explain it. Okay. And that's to answer your question there, Contessa. Okay. So I personally feel that certain people that were involved thought that they were going to have to do certain things, and then things got crazy and got really amped up. And I feel a lot of people were forced to do things they didn't want to do. Okay? That's all it boils down to, in my opinion. Hey, Sandra, how you doing? Welcome to the show. So I feel that she's been the victim. Okay? That's the bottom line. Now, I want to apologize to some people here that I've accused of being Legion when they're really not. Sometimes they may associate with Jamie for content. Other times they don't. Okay? So I want to apologize to you, Tammy. Despite what anyone says, I accuse you of being Legion. You said you're not. I believe you now. Based on everything that's transpired over the last 24 hours and what I've pieced together here, that I've shared here, I apologize to you. You're an independent creator. You stand on your own. If you work with Jamie sometimes, that's on you. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're Legion, okay? Okay. And on top of that, anyone else, you, MJ, Sarah, Tammy, Susie, anyone else, my apologies to you folks. I feel that you have all been victims of this whole mess one way or another. You all got caught up in it for whatever reason. It all led back to making money. And it was all supposed to be just poking a little fun as part of whatever contract you may have had with whoever it was with, whether it was Jamie, Brian, or whoever else, right? But then it got amped up. It got a bit too far. And at that point, when people probably started to try to pull away, they got backlash from Jamie and probably Brian. Or maybe they were threatened to have their money pulled. Okay? I'm not saying it makes it right. I understand what happened. The two people that are not innocent here, in my opinion, are Jamie and the sponsor, Brian, who's still here under the Nothing But Silicone account, which is now called Wise Knight Silicone, a play off of the Wise Knight Owl original account. Mm-hmm. And he's simulcasting right now. That's why the numbers went down. Everybody went over there. I'm just sharing my thoughts, James. That's all. I'm sharing my thoughts. You do what you have to do. I'm just basically vindicating everyone else. I'm vindicating everyone else no matter what anyone says. Okay? And I'm apologizing to people for accusing them of being Legion when they're not. Look at how far down the numbers went. They're down to 24. That means when we had 60, we had 35 people that would go over to watch a rebroadcast. So that means those are 35 people that would be here watching me. This is interesting. This is so interesting to watch play out in real time, right? Timeline tours. Jamie is stuck like those characters in the movie Get Out. I wonder if he's streaming inside for an escape from Brian's spell. I don't know, man. You have to ask him that. There's no way anyone would continue coming at me all day, every day at the level they're doing it. And by the way, I wanted to pay props to Sarah one more time. She's tried many times in the comment sections to just tell me to ignore it. Many times. Okay? She would not be taking the time to do that publicly if she didn't mean it. Okay? Again, I understand what all these people have said and done in the past, but I honestly feel they were under some kind of obligation to do it. And they didn't want to do it because that's not what they initially signed up for when they got involved. That's all. That's my opinion. Don feels the same way about it. We're not here to cause any issues. And we're not even here to say, hey, James, continue doing what you're doing. Again, I don't have 100% proof that Brian's paying you. I believe he is based on, circumstantial stuff, using logic and reasoning and deductive reasoning as well. But keep doing what you're doing. What I'm tired of is the constant chaos and ruckus and fighting this is creating amongst people that is not real. None of these people really hate each other. None of them. You see all these women fighting behind the scenes, and it shouldn't be happening. It's all been for content. Did I read your comments, Sandra? No, I think MJ was just calling hypocrites out. That's all. I'm sure MJ has seen it all along. He just needed to vent. Yeah. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Don's asking me something. I'll be right back. Welcome back. All right, sorry about that. Dawn just wanted to tell me that she took her morning meds, so I don't have to worry about giving them to her, and she's going to go back to sleep for a little bit. So I'm sorry about that, folks. The lady comes first. And if it comes up unprofessional, I really apologize about that. Sorry about that, okay? So, 30 thumbs up, 25 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to the loyal 25 people that are here. 23 now. Hey, it's okay. Hey, you know what? If we only have 20 people here, it doesn't matter. It's funny to me that, he sees me doing a show. I've got the audience, and then he wants to pull the audience by using my content, right? Right. He could just sit there and talk about me. Like, I'm not even using any of his content. I just talk with my microphone and my camera. But hey, it is what it is. Whatever. Right. Okay. I should have probably done this earlier on the night before he woke up. That's what I try to do. I try to stream in the middle of the night sometimes because that way that dude is sleeping. And so, but yeah, he woke up, saw I was live, started up a live stream, and just wanted to just create more fake instigated drama. That's all. That's the bottom line. The bottom line, folks, is this has been one big paid shit show. That's all it boils down to. And there have been a lot of people that were sponsored and paid to create this. Most people that were involved outside of Jamie really didn't know that they were going to be getting into such a big mess. And again, a lot of people did some crazy things, said some hateful things and this and that. Okay. It's not right, but I'm being very understanding despite the circumstances. Okay. Or in spite of the circumstances, I mean. It's just, it's really sad to me. It's really sad to me between Jamie and Brian and everyone else that they got involved. It's really sad. Like if you boil it down to one thing, it's Brian's money that's paying for this, because no one would be going at people constantly at the level that they're going at them if Brian wasn't paying for this. There's no way enough money's being made, even by one creator. That Jamie makes the most money doing this, but he's not even making enough in donations to pay for his lifestyle without having additional income coming in my opinion, of course, Jamie, right? And whether I'm right or wrong, why would you ruin what you have that pays your bills to come out and say, yeah, this is what's happening? Why would you come out and admit that Brian is nothing but silicone, aka now Wise Knight Silicone, right? You're going to say, oh, well, Silicone changed their name just to try to throw people off. No, listen, no one's going to be up all day and night doing this unless they have a ton of money and a lot of free time on their hands. In the same ways, did you get paid to do this? That's why you're here all day, every day, right? No one would do this at the level you're doing it, Jamie and Silicone, if it wasn't about the money. Or for Brian, it's about maybe he gets tax write-offs. He does. When you donate money for any reason, you can write that off on your taxes. So he's donating money for tax write-offs. Fine. But he's donating that money to create this type of content, right? And if you're still getting sponsored, and you're going to come out and say, well, he's paying me to make any content I want. Okay. Well, then why don't you create better content, nicer content, if he's paying you, if he's still going to pay you? Because then maybe you'll lose a drama audience and you'll lose the extra $3,000 you're making from donations, in my opinion. Right? I apologize to everybody, including you, RJ, including anyone else that I've accused of being Legion, having an association with Jamie. People are free to come and go as they wish from anywhere and everywhere, right? But it really took me sitting down here today and yesterday and putting this all together and really thinking, what's really happening here? What's really going on? Who's innocent and who's not? I've always learned that the people that are most responsible, or the most responsible person, is the head of the snake. Well, then for everyone, it's about the money. That's all it boils down to. But see, Sandra, I'm always the kind of person that I put the blame on the head of the snake. In this case, it's Brian. Without his money, this wouldn't be happening. But then the next person down the line is Jamie, right? Without him creating the content he creates, being paid for by Brian, this wouldn't be happening. Other people would not have gotten involved, would not have done the things they did, right? And again, I don't think the people that ended up getting involved besides Jamie, and there were many people, right? There were so many people sponsored by this guy. I don't think these people really knew what they were getting into initially. James is just a frontline worker in the system. Brian is apparently the real head of the snake. He is. Absolutely, Brian is. I mean, look, Nothing But Silicone follows me everywhere, donates to people, lots of money, 50 here, 100 there, super chats, wherever I go for the first time on a new channel live stream. They've offered money to people to interview me and have fights with me. Silicone even offered to pay money for somebody to do the debate between Jamie and I. So put two and two together. Come on. Give me a second here, folks. Yeah, and I don't care about your simulcast, Jamie. I don't. I'm not even going to watch it. Doesn't matter. Do what you got to do for your content, for your donations and all that. It's all good, dude. I'm just stating my opinions. That's all. Just stating my opinions. I'm going to be wrapping this up in just a few here. Again, I want to come out here and personally apologize to everyone involved. Even you, ODN. I'm sorry. I want to apologize to you, ODN. I want to apologize. Now, there are some people that won't be welcome back here because obviously, until you folks are able to figure out which direction you want to go, and if it's not in alignment with the positive content that Don and I want to create here, it's best that you're not here. We don't hate you. We wish you the best, but you got to figure out what you want to do. But I want to apologize to so many people. I know a lot of these people may not even like each other, or they think they don't like each other, but it's all been about content and money, right? And all this stuff that's been spun way out of context for whatever reason, right? I apologize to you, ODN. I apologize to you, even you, Brutally Lauren. I apologize to even you, Scotty. I apologize to you, even you, Susie. Okay? Even to you, Christina. I want to be the bigger person here and say, look, I'm sorry because I realize now what this is all boiled down to. And I overreacted back in the days, and I started to accuse people of being associated with this when they really weren't. Either that or they were led to believe they were going to have to do something else for whatever compensation they were making. That is very kind to make apologies, a good step to take. Thank you, Tia. I'm sorry even to you, Sarah, if I created any issues. Okay? And you know what? I apologize to you, MJ, and even you, Jamie's Corner. I know you hate my guts, and you're going to call me out on a fake apology. Maybe many of you will. I'm sorry to you. I'm even sorry to some other creators from the past that I'm not going to name. There are some people that have really gone to bat for me on this platform. I'm not going to name certain people, and I'm going to keep that to myself for certain reasons. But there are a few other people, and they'll probably figure out who they are, and no one else will be able to figure it out. But there have been some people that have even helped me, with some stuff and supported me behind the scenes on stuff not related to all this, okay? You know who you are. I really thank you. Some of these people, even back in the days, going back many years, have gone to bat for me. I thank you for that. Yeah, I don't even care to report him anymore. I don't. Let Jamie be. I mean, look, I wanted to come out here, and what I wanted to do was vindicate everyone. And I don't even hate Jamie or Brian. Just what they're doing is just, to me, it's morally and ethically not right. Okay. And they come out and say this is really not bullying and harassment because it's just fake content, reactionary, whatever. No, it technically is bullying and harassment. It is. You know it, but you're not going to admit it. But I'm not here to play the role of the victim. I'm just here to say, it all boils down to those two, Brian and Jamie. As far as everyone else is concerned, and again, I don't hate Brian or Jamie, but as far as everyone else is concerned, as far as I'm concerned, you're all innocent and you're vindicated. I don't have any problems with you. And besides, maybe JB Gunner's another one that I don't want to deal with. But I'll tell you this. I'll just let him go too because he's not really bothering me. I don't agree with his methods. I don't agree, him going out there and admitting he's a racist and saying all these things. I don't agree with that at all. But he's he's not really even coming at me every now and then, right? He's doing his own thing. Like Brian and Jamie stalk me every day, make content on me almost every day. They're infatuated with me for some reason, whatever, right? And that's why. Eli, did you think I was in the Legion because I always got that vibe? I don't know. You were new. I don't really know. I saw you over there a few times, but maybe you're just checking things out. But if I thought you were, I apologize to you too, Kayla. I apologize even back in the days to Haters Inc. He was sponsored by Brian as well for a while. Haters Inc. Remember him? What was his name? Marty or Josh, whatever he went by, right? Did I say Scotty? I'm sorry. I apologize to you too, Scotty. Did I even mention that? I know you don't like me. That's fine. You've all been a part of this. This has been like the biggest pot of shit stew you could ever stir, right? And there are probably many others, okay? Let me go back as far as I can go back, okay? Everyone. Yes, some people have come at me and they've said some things about me, but I feel they were instigated by these creators to do it. JB Gunner and Jamie. They're the two main ones paid by Brian. I'll apologize again to you, Barbara. I'll apologize once again to Joe Buddy for using the N-word, even though he is not of that race. I apologize to you, RJ, once again, for saying a derogatory thing to you. I'll apologize even to you, GLM, because I've said some things about you as well in the past. And then you came at me. But it all stemmed from me trying to defend myself against all this fake instigated drama that was store-bought and paid for. I apologize to all these people that I got triggered and said something that didn't mean. Brianna was one as well. I apologize to you, Brianna, if you're still around. Tia says, Beatrice, I didn't know that. He is definitely an abuser. I never hear anything positive from him. I rarely even check out his channel. It's the same thing, ridiculous stuff. She must have no sense of smell and some blindness. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, but anyway, it's all right. All these people I apologize to are all victims of this. Regardless of what they said or done, we've all reacted and overreacted. We've all said some nasty things about each other. Why? Because we were intermingled and entangled with this store-bought mess by Brian. That's all. It's one man that got a large amount of money that he inherited from his family when they passed away. His parents were sick, and he couldn't find them proper caregiving. So when they passed away, he got all their money, their millions. He started a company called Texas Caregiver, and then started supporting vile content that contradicted what he's trying to create. He's supposedly trying to help people with a serious natured type of business of caregiving for elders, yet he's promoting his business on the most hateful and vile creators. What part of that makes any sense, Brian? That's why he pulled it. That's why he pulled the sponsorship videos, right? I go in there too, Kayla, at times, and I'm not Legion. I'm independent. Well, no, you go in there because you're curious to hear who he's going to provoke that day, right? Or who he's going to trash that day. But I may go in there and skim through. But I don't even care to skim through anymore. It's not worth my time. Kayla says, I can guarantee that about 87% of the people there do not like me, but I have a couple of friends there that I'll always talk to. No, listen, I'm vindicating all of them. All of the people that are there a lot of them are really not bad people, but they are people, in my opinion, that are either lonely or they're struggling through with something, depression, anxiety. Maybe they're not the most attractive, and they they're insecure, so they're looking for some form of acceptance, and they're going there for acceptance, right? And then they go there and they feel like they're a part of something, and they turn the cheek to the vile content because they feel like they're a part of a community. Kayla says, me too, I contested the cat. Contested the cat, I study people, everyone, y'all make good thesis content. Well, that's cool, contested the cat. That's cool. That's cool. Timeline tours. I honestly believe James is screaming inside to break from Brian's grip, but he can't escape. Just my opinion. Well, I mean, look, I'm not trying to wallet watch the guy. I basically shared what I thought he made, and I shared what I feel his expenses are based on the value of his condo. Okay? And there's no way he can afford his lifestyle on his donations alone. No way. No freaking way. I'm not saying that to wallet watch you. I'm saying that you need Brian's sponsorship money to survive. I understand that. That's your business. I'm not trying to take your business away from you. In the past, I was really triggered by it. I'm not triggered by it. I'm just putting it out there and saying, this is what I still feel is happening. Because there's no way someone would take the time and effort and put out the energy to do this at the level Jamie's been doing it without that extra money. No way. No way. Here's the thing. I don't want any negativity from this. I have vindicated everyone except for Brian and Jamie. And maybe JB Gunner too. Okay? But JB's left me alone, so I don't even care to talk about him, right? But everyone besides JB, Jamie, and Brian, I have no problems with any of you. If you have problems amongst each other, figure that out like grown adults. Figure that out like grown adults. Leave me out of it. Don't come at me saying, I don't agree with what you said about Patty or Tammy or Sarah or Jessica or Jack or Jill, or I don't want to hear it. I don't have time for that. I stated my opinions. I have no problems with any of you, despite what's happened, because I feel what's happened leads back to those two. That's it. That's my opinion. Okay? We've all said some nasty shit out here. We've all done some things we regret. But I firmly believe that everybody outside of Jamie, JB Gunner, and Brian, whatever everyone else besides those three has done, you did it for the right reasons to protect yourselves because you felt attacked. And those attacks were all staged attacks by the guys I mentioned to get us to fight so they have content to talk about, satisfy their sponsorship, and to get more drama donations. That's all it boils down to. Part of that is true, Eli, but for many, it's a total adrenaline rush. You're right. You're right. I really appreciate your comments lately, Contessa. You've been fantastic. Thank you for coming here and sharing your thoughts. It means a lot to Don and I. He saves money by not buying clothes or washing. Yeah, but he's not making enough money through donations, Patreon, PayPal, whatever, right? His content is not making him enough money to survive. He barely makes enough, or maybe makes a little bit less than what he puts out every month just to live between food, home, car, fuel, insurance for the home, HO6 condo policy, auto insurance, streaming services, cable TV. If he doesn't have cable TV, has streaming services, whatever. Yes, Paul, you get an apology too. Yes, you do, Paul. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, Paul, I apologize to you too. Because, Paul, you've been played too, dude. Now, Paul, I don't hate you, never have. You get an apology too, Paul, and I'm not going to ban you. And I might even unban your other account as long as you can be cool, Paul. Paul, I forgot about you, Paul, because you're not around that often. But now that you're here, I apologize to you too, Paul. Everyone. I apologize to everyone outside of the three guys I mentioned, JB, Jamie, and Brian. Blanket statement. I've tried to mention as many names as possible. Starbucks Frappuccinos has contested the cat. Sandra, I apologize to you. I apologize to everyone on my end. As a matter of fact, Jenny Sandler, I'll apologize to you too. Even though you went over to the Legion, and honestly, I did remove you from the channel. But if you want to come back, email me, and I'll welcome you back. You're going to have to email me because, yes, you did go over there and you were seeking information, and you could have asked me for that. That wasn't cool. But I'll even apologize to you too, Jenny, because I think you're a good person. I think pretty much most of you are good people. And I'm not even saying that Jamie's not a good person or Brian's not a good person. I don't know what to say about JB because anyone that's an admitted racist, in my opinion, is not a good person. So I'm going to keep that guy out of this conversation. I think the most of you are good people. Trying to find your way on YouTube. Trying to make it as a successful YouTuber. Maybe make some extra money. Or trying to find a group where you feel accepted. I've been talking a lot about acceptance lately. You're all accepted here. You want to come here, Dawn and I will accept you with open arms. I wish I could play some Journey right now, but I get a copyright claim and get demonetized. I'm not going to do that. So now I turn to you with open arms. Right? Nothing to hide. Believe what I say. So here I am with open arms, hoping you'll see what your love means to me. Open arms. You know, Michael Jackson used the Shure SM7 to record the Thriller album. This is the same microphone, but an updated version, the Shure SM7B. The Shure SM7 was released in 1973, and then in 1999, Shure came out with the Shure SM7A, and in 2002 or 2003, they came out with the Shure SM7B. Now they have the Shure SM7DB, which has a built-in preamp, so you don't have to get what's called a cloud lifter. Most of you don't even know what I'm talking about, but The Shure SM7B is a phenomenal microphone. I love this mic. 29 in the box still here. 30 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. Jenny belongs here. She has a good heart. She can email me at coacheli at coacheli@melas.com. I apologize to her. She can request to come back. I'll bring her back. She did go to the Legion and did go to the other side and was asking questions. And I kind of felt, Jenny, that was a slap in the face to Don and I. But you know what? We have a forgiving heart, forgiving nature here. 2 hours and 20 minutes. Wow. Oh, goodness, Eli. Steve did it better. Oh, you talking about Steve Perry? Steve Perry, yeah. Yeah, Steve Perry, legendary voice. I heard he was a pain in the ass to work with, but Steve Perry, one hell of a voice. Should have been gone, knowing how I made you feel. I should have been gone. It's a great microphone, not clipping, right? Oh, Sherry, right? Oh, Sherry, I'm in love. Sandra, I wanted to wake you up on this beautiful Saturday morning. The weather's been really great here in the San Francisco Bay Area. We've had like 80-degree weather for the last several days. It's been wonderful. Sandra's like, yeah, the 1 minute delay is catching up in the chat right now. 31 in the box, 32 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. Before I go off the air, again, I wholeheartedly and sincerely apologize to everyone outside of the people that I mentioned. And quite frankly, I don't wish any harm upon the people that I feel are not innocent here. Maybe one day they'll learn their lesson. But honestly, I don't want any more fighting amongst the women, amongst the men. I don't want people reaching out to me saying, Eli, how can you believe that? These people did this to you. They said these things. I don't give a damn about it. Neither does Don. We understand why they did it. And you know what? We're entitled to feel the way we want to feel. And all we want to do is make peace. Okay? Tia says, when I started to listen to you, that's the first thing I noticed was your sound quality. Really a difference compared to others. Thank you so much. Well, I've invested a lot into this over the years, Tia. And and thank you for all your comments, Tia. You're a phenomenal person. And I've told Don about you. And I think, weren't you on the last Members Only Live, I believe? But yeah, I've told Don a lot about you. You're a lot like Patty. You're good people. It was 100 here yesterday, says Sandra, with lots of humidity in Louisiana. Yeah, so I've invested a lot into it because I've always been a techie guy. I've always loved computers, and I've loved audio and video. And when I first started, I had the starter mic that everybody gets, the $100 Blue Yeti, a USB mic. And then I started seeing people using the Shure SM7B, a broadcast quality dynamic microphone. And I'm like, yeah, I got to get this. It's $400 just for the mic, another $250 for the audio interface, another $150 for a cloud lifter, because this thing needs a lot more gain than what most audio interfaces can push through. So it was an extra $800 just for this entire mic setup. And then, I spent $1,000 on the Sony A6400. That's right. The A6400 camera for better quality with a capture card. So, I've really wanted to provide, not just good content, but a great audio and video experience for everyone as well. Tia says yes. Yeah, I apologize to you too, Jenny O'Brien. I do. I apologize to you. But Jenny, look, if you want to do the right thing. You got to stop assuming that I'm a disabled hater. I don't hate the disabled. I've never hated anyone disabled. This was amped up and played out by the Legion for content. They spun a lot of things way out of context just for content. And everyone involved, that's all they did. That's what they were compensated for, or that's what Jamie pushed them to do. And I know how Jamie is. He's very, very difficult to convince otherwise. And sometimes people just do things for Jamie just to get him off their back. That's all. Right? Haven't you all ever just surrendered and done something to get someone off your back because it's just not worth the stress anymore? You know what I mean? 28 people here, 32 thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. I got to get some rest because I got to be up and do a walk later. Probably do a walk around 2 in the afternoon, Pacific, 5 Eastern. And then Don and I will be going live members only tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. The event for the members only live stream is already up. If you haven't already purchased your $4.99 membership, please do so and join us tonight. It's going to be a great non-drama stream. There will be no Jamies, no JBs, no drama mentioned at all on these members only live streams ever again. And the topic of the stream with Dawn is going to be Dawn shares her thoughts on modern issues. Dawn shares her thoughts on modern issues. Dawn's going to share what she feels about the way the modern world is compared to how it was growing up, how it was 15, 20 years ago when she was married, right? Dawn was married, went through a divorce, has 2 kids, right? Has been dealing with health issues, right? Has gone through so many struggles, and she has fought through, and she's a survivor. And many other women can relate to this, but also men, you can relate to this too. This happens to men as well. So please join us tonight. I'm going to ask her questions because she's better at sharing her stories when she's asked something, because Dawn's really good at the videos and she's a great public speaker. But, with all the meds and all that stuff, like sometimes, like she needs to be asked questions to respond. Some people aren't as good at speaking on the fly like I am. And it's not just her. Many people struggle with public speaking. And I get it. It's not the easiest thing to do. I had to learn how to do this. It's not easy. I've been publicly speaking between YouTube and in the real world in the past for over 20, 25 years. I have a lot of experience doing this. I just didn't turn on the mic and started speaking one day like I do. It's a lot of experience. And if anybody is interested in becoming a better public speaker, I might end up doing some special conference calls that will probably be off of YouTube, and they'll probably be paid. It will probably be a very small fee, like maybe $15 or $20. And maybe what we'll do is, we'll gather a group of people that wants to learn how to be a better public speaker, and we'll do a Zoom call. I want to keep this stuff off of YouTube because we don't need it to be rebroadcasted. We don't need to be putting this out there to people that aren't interested, but the people that are interested in bettering themselves with public speaking and other things to build your confidence, Don and I would love to work with you. So you let us know in the chat, the comments section, what you think about that. We're at 2 hours and 30 minutes. So maybe she owes you an apology. What are you talking about? I mean, listen, I'm not going to ask for an apology from anybody. Honestly, I'm not the kind of person that feels the need for an apology. Even for people I've apologized to, that you folks may feel should apologize, I'm going to leave that up to the people to decide what they want to do. I'm just coming out here and saying, hey, it's been over 6 years. It's been the same old song and dance. It's been so overly played out. It's really time to let this go and move on. And I really hope as many people as possible watch this replay here and hear what I shared. And I hope that we can restore some peace and solace back on these YouTube streets. Well, again, Contessa, thank you for stating that. I know you're being fair and you're being nice. I don't expect an apology from anyone. What would make me happy is just for these people to have peace and solace within themselves, and for people to stop fighting on this platform over fake instigated drama content. That's all this has been about. It's been about creators fighting against each other for clicks, right? Some were a part of the Legion and the payroll of Brian, some weren't. Regardless, let's forget about that and move on to bigger and better things. I'm moving on. I'm done. I've been done with this for a while. But after what I saw between MJ, what Nothing But Silicone Channel did, they changed their name to Wise Knight Silicone, right? And just sitting down and thinking about this, I was really, really bothered by a lot of stuff. I was just trying to figure out what's really going on here. And I started to realize that all of these people that I mentioned, even the people that were getting paid outside of Jamie and JB Gunner through Bryant, all of them are victims too. In my opinion, they're victims. Again, if some of these people you feel they've done you wrong and you have your issues with them, then you know what? Take that up with them. I'm just speaking for myself in my experiences. This is how I feel. And I've known all of these people here longer than all of you. And I just want to be the better person because that's just how my family raised me to be. My parents raised me to be. You shouldn't have to ask for an apology. The ones who have said vile things to you both should have the moral to do so. Just saying. Yeah, and then furthermore, Contessa the Cat says, I know Eli. Yeah, I understand, Contessa. And you know what? Whatever people decide to do, I'm okay with. But if they want to have a change of pace, have some peace and solace, and become a part of something more positive that's going to uplift them, make them a better person, and then it's going to help them get more of what they want personally and professionally, they can come here and hang out with us. God and I have a lot of great stuff coming very soon, and we hope you can all join us. With that being said, thank you to everyone. God bless all of you. I love all of you. Have a great day. See you later today. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.